Hey there, good looking. Join me in this hip strengthening workout where we will train your hips 360 degrees, front, side, and back. Listen, stronger hips is super important to help us with knee tracking, in addition to help alleviate low back pain as well as hip pain. Now for this workout, I recommend a booty band and a latex one, something that's got some give to it, as well as a mat if you're on a hard surface. Heads up, I'm also wearing bare feet for this workout so that I can really feel the ground under my feet for a few of the moves. So if that interests you, hey, try it barefooted as well. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, we're going to start the workout by getting our hips warmed up with a series of mobility drills, and then we'll move into the circuit. FYI, the circuit is just one round as well, so we'll do all the exercises just one time through. Let's take ourselves down onto the mat. We will be on the knees, so if this irritates the knees, maybe double up your mat. Knees apart underneath the hips, wrists under shoulders. Let's do some hip circles, taking it nice and slow to really articulate into the hip joint. Starting with the left knee, bring it as close towards that left forearm as you can, and then lift it up so the inside of the knee is parallel to the ground. Rotate it so now your thigh is parallel to the ground, and then bring it back to meet with the other knee, and then reverse the direction. So our focus here is not speed. Our focus is range of motion. Let's do one more forward and back. Foot is flexed. Last time, reversing that direction. Right side now, so left knee under hip. Let's start going forward. So right knee towards right forearm. Rotate the inside of the knee parallel to your ground, and then rotate so the thigh is parallel to your ground, and then bring the knees together, and then reverse. You're going to gaze at the top of your mat, not letting that head drop. One more time, forward and back. And backwards, last time here. And release. Taking ourselves into a 90-90 setup. Take that front shin, line it up at the front of your mat, and then your left lined up at the center of side of your mat. Rotate your body towards the front thigh, lean forward, and I want you to lift the back foot off the ground. So this working into the internal rotators. It's going to grab right through there. You can lean forward more to make it a little easier. Let's do 4 more here. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Now sit upright and let's lift the knee up, okay? 1, and lift it up as high as you can, still keeping your upper body fairly square to this front leg in front of your mat. 4 more. Now, hands are light behind you. Windshield wiper the knees to the other side. Line yourself up, lean forward, lift the back foot up only. Woo, this one's tighter on me. I'm learning things about my hips in this workout too. Maybe you're learning something new about yourself as well. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now upright, lift the knee up. This one will be a little easier being able to lift the knee up. Last 4. And windshield wiper to the other side. Good. And side. And side. All right, come on up for me. We're going to start the circuit in about 30 seconds. Let's start with the booty band, and we're in a standing position. And the booty band is just around the ankles. All right, take yourself to the very back of your mat. We're doing what's called monster walks. So You'll have softness in the knees with a hip hinge, and then you're stepping forward, and then we'll go back with it, okay? So let's get ourselves set up. Ready? Bend those knees, hip hinge, step forward, forward. Now we want tension on this booty band so that the outer hip muscles, what's called your gluteus medius, are fired up. When you get to the end of your mat, you simply just reverse back. The wider the leg, the more resistance you're going to have on your booty band. And forward and back until that timer goes. So here we're hitting side of hip as well as getting some hip flexor and some glute. One more. All right, work yourself into the center of your mat. Take your booty band right underneath the feet now. Right underneath the arch of the foot. Lift the arches up, tightness into the core. Now mirror me and lift this knee up and slowly release, okay? Up and release. So here we're working into the hip flexor now. That's our main mover, and that's going to help us come up off of the floor a lot easier, help us with our squats and our lunges. If you're a runner, help strengthen in that area. And then we're working our balance, and then this whole side of the body by balancing ourselves. My dog George wants to come in, but he's so afraid of the lights. I wish I could turn the camera. Come on, George, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, buddy. Come on. No, I have a 100-pound German Shepherd who is terrified of the lights I used to film. All right. I want you to bring the arches up, tighten up into the core, hands on hips, other knee drives up, and slowly down. Whatever leg you're balancing on, you want that knee joint soft. It protects the joint and also helps you balance better. Moving the booty band back up above the knees in about 10 seconds. All right, back up above the knees, working some balance still. Last standing drill, 45-degree fire hydrant. So you'll bend the knee, and again, just mirror me, and you're going to take the leg back a bit. So you're going out on a 45, not directly out to your side. Hip hinge a bit, and it comes out and in. Good. So here we've got the working outer hip to do the movement here to work that leg, and then the outer hip on this side to stabilize. Woo! And it's the stabilizing leg you'll probably feel the most time. All right, I really have to put him out of his misery. Come on, come on, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yay, George! Good boy. He made it through past the light. Good dog. All right, other knee is bent. Softness in the opposite leg, and here we go. Go on that 45. When the timer goes, we'll head down onto the mat for our mat-based series. If you're having a hard time with your balance, the best tip I can give you is focus your stare on something stationary. Once you start to look around, your body's going to follow you. All right, let's take it down into a bridge. George, go see Larry. Larry. Feet apart. Arms down by your side. Now you're going to bridge up, open the knees, bring the knees back to hip width, and lower the bum. So here we go. Let's get into the glutes. Lift up. Now get into those outer hip muscles by abducting both knees away. Bring them back to center, nice and strong, and lower. Squeeze through those glutes. Press through those heels. Nice and slow and controlled. Last one, lower down. Coming onto your left side for me, bring that elbow right underneath the shoulder, knees are bent, feet stacked, knees bent. We'll perform a side plank with what I've called an evil clam. So we're just going to call this exercise evil clam. So I want you to lift up into a side plank at the same time that you lift the top leg up and then lower down. Lift the top leg up. Foot coming off of the other foot, knee lifting up, elbow staying under shoulder. We get some of the deep core involved with the hip movement here. This one should really get those hips of yours talking to you. One more. Woo! All right, other side. So protect the shoulder by having the elbow directly underneath the shoulder joint. Now feet are stacked, hips, knees are stacked. As you lift, everything lifts up and then everything lowers. All right? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift. Last 15 seconds, and then we'll move the band back down to our ankles. 2 more. Last one. Whew. All right, let's move into more of a hip extension so that the glutes are the main mover while also hitting into our core muscles. So you have 2 options. You can do the plank from the hands, or if that irritates the wrists or shoulders, from the forearms. Let's get ourselves up, feet apart. Now left heel only, press it up. Just the left. Plug those wrists right under the shoulders if you're in high plank with me. Poor George is being left out. He's in the dining room and can't escape. Last 10 seconds, and then we've got one more drill to do on that left leg. 2 more here. 1 more. All right, let's get into the internal rotators now. So onto the belly. Anchor your right leg so that right leg isn't going to move. Flex the feet. Now just your left leg, I want you to fall it out to your side and then back to start. So you might not have big range of motion, but the whole goal here is anchoring with that right side. Now we're getting into the internal rotators of your hip. So these are all subtle little movements, but highly effective when put together. If you have hip problems, I recommend this workout a couple of times a week. It's also a great warm-up before a run. 1 more. Or perhaps after a run. Okay, so now we've got the right leg. So we're going to start in the high plank, or you can be on the forearms. Plug those wrists under the shoulders. Let's get nice and tall with our plank. Feet apart. We want to feel that band trying to pull the feet together. So we've activated the hips right away. And now right heel up. Last few reps. And we're also on our last 2 moves, by the way. Okay, let's do one more here. Woo, baby. All right. Maybe sit back on your heels, give the hips a little bit of a breather. We're moving into that final exercise. We're doing the internal rotators on the right leg now. So on your belly, knees bent, feet flexed. Now anchor your band with the left and try to let the right fall out as far out to the side as you can. Again, not a big movement. Do your best. And if you're like me and found that, oh boy, one hip's a little weaker than the other, you're learning some things about your body and what you can focus on moving forward. It's lots of fun, I know, to focus on what we're good at. But when we're working out, I think we need to focus on what we're not so good at. All right, last few reps. Come on. One more. Oh my goodness me. Like I said, subtle but deadly. Take your booty band off. Let's sit back into child's pose. Let's do a wide-legged child's pose, forehead to mat, and just hold. Moving into pigeon. If this doesn't work for you, move into figure 4. Come into high plank, left knee forward, left ankle towards right hand, and walk yourself back, coming down on the forearms. So again, this might not work for you. That's you. You'll just take that left ankle and cross it over the right thigh and hold for figure 4. Do your best on getting that left shin lined up with the top of your mat. And then let's lift that left glute off the mat too, so we're not falling into that left side. We've got that right leg strong and straight behind us, getting a bit of a stretch in the front of the hip here, while we're hitting the internal and external rotators as well as your glute on this left side. Relax through the shoulders. Just focus on your breath. This may be uncomfortable, but see if you can hold it for a couple more breaths. Come up into high plank here. So you're going to tuck your back toe under, lift up and release that leg. And now right knee, right ankle to left wrist, walk yourself back, or other leg figure 4 stretch. If you're here with me, that left leg strong and long right behind you. Shoulders are relaxed. Maybe you even want to stack your fists and just place your forehead and rest them on your fists. Or if you have a yoga block close by. Couple more breaths. Come up onto the hands. Let's tuck the left toe under now, lift the leg, and we can easily remove that right leg without twisting through the knee. Taking yourself onto your back, arms in a T position lined up with the shoulders. Feet are hip width apart, so just not as wide as your mat, just a little bit more narrower. And then drop the knees to one side, and let's just windshield wiper them side to side, nice and slow. Now let's take them to the left side. And then left ankle comes on top of that right knee. Turn your gaze now to the right fingertips and breathe. Head back to center. Release the left foot, bring the knees to center, readjust the pelvis. So we want that sacrum center, and then knees to right, right ankle on top of left. Turn your gaze to the left fingertips. Back to center. Rock yourself up to a seated position or roll onto one side and use your arms to press yourself up. Bring the right leg in front for me so you're not completely cross-legged, and then come forward, maybe onto the forearms if you're able to. You want both hips on the mat for this so you're not rolling onto one side. This is one of the stretches I always want to do when I'm sitting in a car for a long period of time, or if I'm on a plane. I just want some space to do this. Let's press ourselves up. Let's get the other leg in front now. Same thing. Walk ourselves forward. Both hips on the ground. And press yourself up. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope your hips feel better after this session. And like I said, I recommend it 1 to 2 times a week if you're having issues with your hips. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to reading your comments below, and we will see you in next workout. Bye. Hey there, good looking. If you want to strengthen your hips, join me in this simple and, well, it's not simple. It's going to be challenging. Let me rephrase that. In this workout, I'm going to review 7 amazing exercises that'll either be unilateral, one leg at a time, or using both legs. This is way too much. Unilateral, unicycle, Hey there, good looking. Unfortunately, as we get older, a muscle, just one muscle, oh, fuck me. Hey there, good looking. Stronger hips equates to stronger knees, a stronger core, lower incidences of low back pain, as well as an ability to do whatever the heck you want to. We're going to perform a series of moves that will hit the front, side, and at the back of the hip. By strengthening into the hip area, you're going to help you. You're going to help you